if you're a realtor, you know that reviews matter. So online reviews matter. Google reviews matter because you want to show up in the search engines when people search for real estate realtor or whatever term related. And
Yeah.
Google heavily favors showing businesses on Google Maps and in Google who have lots of reviews. And the struggle for many realtors is, one, if you're brand new to the business, you've got no past clients to get reviews from. Two, you may only be doing in the beginning a few years, 3, 6, 10, 12 customers a year, clients a year. How do you start getting hundreds to thousands of reviews like the people who have been in the industry for 10, 20 plus years? And I got this tip from another realtor because I saw him have over 1,000 reviews. And I said, "You've done over 1,000 transactions?" He goes, "Nope." And I go, "So what's going on here?" He says, "Well, if you think about real estate, people are hiring you. You are the business, your personality, your character, who you are, what you stand for, your values, the kind of experience it is being your friend, being a colleague." And so he says, what I do is I get reviews from people who have not been my client, but people who just know me. And I get them to just talk about what I'm like and the experiences they've had with me, because that is a good review about what it would be like to work with me as a realtor. And that helps me get more reviews because I know lots of people, and realtors typically do know lots of people and get lots of these character reviews. So really cool strategy is to get character reviews as well as past client reviews. And then one of the best ways to stimulate someone to write a review about you, if we remember the reciprocity being the number one form of influence, is to write reviews.
Right.
So if you go write a review about someone that you want to write a review about you, go be the leader, initiate, give a review to them. They want reviews too, whether it be on LinkedIn or on Google. Go give reviews to people where they want a review, and then ask them after you've given something to them, "Hey, I'm looking to build my reputation online. We're friends. Can you please write a review over here?" And it will happen, and that will help you build your online presence.
Yeah. Can I add to that? Because I love how we're in sync. You and I are an example of what happens when you find someone that you love working with. You could be saying things and I'd be like, if you're someone else, I'd be like, oh God, that'll never work. But these are all great ideas. I just got a tip from one realtor that expedites this, because there's a mental block that people have, like a review that's like a letter of recommendation. That's going to take me at least an hour. I'm going to have to, what if I do it wrong? They just don't do it. There's a company called, this company, Zappy Cards. It like,
Heard of them.
you like touch it to your phone and it takes you instantly right to where it's like, how many stars? 5, hopefully. Otherwise, don't write a review. Call them and talk to them personally about what you're unhappy about, right? So 5 stars, and this is where you type in 30 characters for it to count or something. I don't know, pick a number. And I timed it. The woman who talked to me about this had one, of course. And I'm like, can I see that? And I tapped it to my phone. I started my timer on my watch. It took me less than a minute. And then she got it. She's like, wait, you're not my client. I'm like, no, but I know you. And that's what I talked about. She's like, thanks. Even though she had the card, she wasn't using it for character reviews. So that's something that not a lot of people don't know. And the other thing that's a hesitation that I've found is that realtors, like, they're just trying to get through the deal. Like, get through the deal, close, everything's good, everybody's happy, okay, whew, we can relax. And then the next week, when the person's moving, terrible time to ask them for a review. It's awkward. Like, it's an extra phone call, like, hey, I want something. I want you to do something that you're going to think is going to take an hour. It's awkward. Maybe you don't know what to say. Like, I know one realtor actually writes his own reviews and has his clients sign them, which I think is creepy. So I'm not doing that. It takes a minute. And if you have the card, you could be like, you catch them either right before closing or at the closing table when they're super excited. Like, hey, I loved working with you. I'd love to work with more people like you. I've found that people that I enjoy being with, it turns out that their friends are similar to them. I'd love just for you to know that anytime you have someone who has a real estate question, I don't care if they hire me, I'll help them every way I can. And one thing that helps get the word out so I don't have to knock on doors or cold call, God forbid, if you tap this to your phone and they're like, what? And it taps and then opens the link and they're like, oh, like if you could write a review, hopefully 5 stars, or let me know if there's something I could have done better personally. It takes a minute. And you catch them when they're just super psyched before they get overwhelmed with moving, right? It's a huge mistake.